Why only in less than a week? You can make a kind person, turning into a dark and cruel demon. As early as 1971, psychology professor Philip Zimbardo, to study whether a particular environment will have an impact on an individual. An experimental recruitment called simulated prison was initiated. Come and pay a generous reward of $15 a day. 24 mentally healthy male college students volunteers were recruited. 9 of them play the guard. The other 9 people need to play prisoners. The remaining 6 are substitutes, preparing for a 2-week prison life. At the same time, all volunteers were informed. This experiment will suddenly begin on a weekend, so make sure to stay at home on weekends, so that it can be done at any time, and when everyone is glad that they have received this beauty. A terrible nightmare is about to begin. On August 14th, fully armed policemen heading to the residence of each volunteer, handcuff them, take it away from home. This scene not only alarmed neighbors who were unknown to the truth. Even these young people didn't expect. I will participate in this experiment in this form. The volunteers were then taken to the experimental site that had been arranged into a prison. There, they are treated completely as real criminals. Not only do you need to change into prison uniforms, assign numerical numbers, into a jail, even put on handcuffs. The only thing that makes people look out of place is 9 guards and 9 prisoners were still talking and laughing at this time. A peaceful area, because they all know it very well. This is just a role-playing game. However, all this was expected by Zimbardo. To simulate a real prison, not only do prisoners not be allowed to move freely after being locked in prison. At the same time, let all guards wear uniforms and sunglasses, equipped with a baton and whistle, and give them a power. Any other punishment measures other than non-force may be used against prisoners. And he will observe everyone through the camera. That's all. Prisoners and guards quickly entered the role. That night, the guards blew up the bed in the middle of the night. Wake all the prisoners up in line. To verify your prestige, is it established in the hearts of prisoners volunteers. Even order prisoners to force push-ups and other physical punishments. On the second day, the prisoners expressed dissatisfaction with the guards' behavior. So a riot was launched. Not only does it block the door of the cell with a bed, he also ridiculed and abused him. At this moment, the guards suddenly felt that their prestige had been violated. To restore dignity, they first spray the insincere prisoners with fire extinguishers, then forcibly evacuate the riot organizer's bed. Although the prisoners shouted loudly, this was just a simulation experiment. But not only did nothing, instead, it greatly satisfies the other person's psychology. And Zimbardo discovered, unlike the first day, prisoners have become more and more like prisoners. And the guards also began to take over the rights they had. Abuse on innocent people. In the next 3 days, the pace of experiments is getting tighter. The guards not only stripped the prisoners of their clothes, naked and tied in a cell to show public, also used various dirty means to torture prisoners, continue to suppress and destroy the prisoner's will. So far, everyone is deeply trapped in their respective roles. It seems that I am just a student. Until the 6th day, when a Stanford professor came to visit, I was shocked after seeing the mentally ill prisoner and the vicious guard, and rebuked Zimbardo for not abuse volunteers so much. At this time, Zimbardo reacted. It turns out that he has long been trapped in the identity of warden. Enjoy watching everything happening in the prison in front of the screen. It was only when they watched the surveillance video that they discovered. It turned out to be the night after the experiment. A prisoner number 8612 screamed in a collapse. I can't stand it anymore. I want to go out. This is true. Then, Zimbardo immediately announced the termination of the originally 2-week prison experiment. When volunteers are gathered together, after watching the entire video playback of the experiment, everyone is concerned about their behavior in the past few days. Very surprised and scared, because everyone shows a completely different state from their original personality. Afterwards, Zimbardo concluded based on this experiment that, in a specific environment, after anyone is given the right to dominate others, strong abuse will occur, and call this phenomenon the Lucifer effect. Although the Stanford prison experiment has been criticized and suspicious by countless people, but there is an undisputed fact in front of you. That's among the many evil deeds that have occurred in human history. In fact, it has nothing to do with the good and evil of human nature, but whether it has given some people the opportunity to do evil. Otherwise, under the influence of the environment, even an angel, it is also possible to quickly fall into a devil, and you will never know. In some cases, people around you, he is a gentle gentleman.